Hey, all right. Well, I don't know if this is working or not, but it says everything is working. So now that we're here, we're going to go over to my phone, try and check it out, and see if I can see what I can see. I don't have my earphones in, so I can't tell if I got an audio feedback loop. It looks like I have one person watching. I bet that's a family member. If you're watching me, go ahead and type in or tell me if I have an audio loop issue or I'm coming through okay. Everything working? It looks like it's working. It's working. This is my first run. If the audio is working, this is my first run of the live stream that hasn't had a loop. Now, I haven't figured out Streamlabs OBS very well. I'm just learning how to get this. I built this little system here. I'm flying. Hey, Caitlin, how's it going? Yeah, I'm sure there's a little bit of a lag, just in part because one, you're sitting right behind me. But I bet there's a little bit of a lag just because, it's got to go through the internet there, as well as my system probably isn't the greatest. So getting it to all this has been a bit of a trick. So I'll go over here real quick. Hop on and figure out. My sock account. Check out notifications. With hey, okay. Yeah. Create. That would be fun for the next moment or so. Sorry about that. Yeah, I didn't have much to talk about. I'm just really trying to get this thing off the ground. So it's kind of a test run to see if the camera is working right, if the mic is working right, if the internet is working right, if the laptop. Looks like I'm a little bit breaking up. So, yeah, I'm not sure. Hardwired in. This is all through the Wi-Fi. It's just like 60 up and 6 up. So I'm not sure if that's going to be great or not. Might have to beef up that until I troubleshoot this whole situation a little bit better. I'm not going to really, spend a whole lot of money running down the issues. I just want how to get this guy up and running, part of the big plan. You guys, if you've been watching my videos at all, might have seen that here and there I've been dropping a few hints that I make a through hike attempt on the PCT this year with a couple of friends of mine, Data and Juice. And coming the first of the year, I think Data's going to start a podcast. Now I'm going to try and cast to my channel on YouTube here in BitChute and wherever else, but I want to live stream from the trail if I. We'll see where I can get decent Wi-Fi from hotels, campgrounds, or what have you from there. Part of the testing of this system will happen here in the future is to see if I can run it from my hotspot on my phone. See if that gives me enough internet to do this. If I can, then just stop anywhere in the woods, plug this little system up, and and stream live at 1080 instead of whatever my camera shoots. I don't know what it shoots, but I'm sure you guys appreciate having a little 1080 instead, junk. I'll be right back. That's probably a little better, a little less blinding flash in your eyes. Right, yeah, it sounded like my audio was doing fine. I wasn't having an audio feed. I turned on an external speaker here that got picked up on the microphone, created that kind of a loop. So it's looking like this is working. I guess I know how well my sound comes through, how well the video comes through until I'm done, and I look back at the video that it records. I hope that it records. Streamlabs is supposed to record while it's broadcasting. This is not through Streamlabs. This is just through YouTube's kind of live broadcast at the top of the bar. Anybody who ends up watching this has any information about how to set up Streamlabs and what have you, it would be appreciated. I'm watching Apos Vox has a series regular OBS, and I'm sure some of that information and thought process will translate over, but I'm just trying to figure out how to get it up and running. I think I have my first scene set up. Whatever widgets came mandatory in it, but I have my video capture, my audio output. So that should be everything I need for just the simple scene like we're doing. Actually, when I learn a little bit better what I'm doing here, I'll be able to grab up other videos that I want to show you guys that I found online or anything like that I can dump on screen, as it were, I guess. I don't really know. We'll do different things on their streams, but I'm just learning. That's why this is Boomer Broadcasting. I turned 40 this year. Kind of got left behind in the whole technological race when I was a kid. Computers and learned to type and all that stuff. But somewhere between my mid-20s, I just kind of stopped paying attention to things until 2012. I didn't do YouTube until about then either, really. And then I was just kind of watching YouTube. I have a few videos picking locks that are from almost a decade ago, 5-6 years ago, I guess. But didn't do much with it. Mostly was just watching. So I'm trying to learn about all the technology and things that I have missed, all the internet culture, if you will. What apps do what and what things people are doing now. And care about all those social spaces. I mean, part of this is social interaction for me, certainly. It's me kind of engaging my minor people to interact with, but mostly, just kind of a way for me to share and get myself out of the house when I can't leave the house. And like I said earlier, it's really an attempt to try and figure out how to stream from the PCT. Or, hopefully soon-ish, I'll be running off to a few campgrounds that have Wi-Fi, and we'll see if we can't stream from the campground. I know here in Eugene, just outside of Eugene, is a campground called Armitage Park. It's mostly kind of a day use area. I haven't been up there in a long time. Usually I just go across the river from the park and hang out or what have you, or go up the McKenzie proper, up to Martin's Rapids or in a number of places. And in Oregon, I'm not sure if that's the way it is nationwide, but national forests, you're allowed to disperse camp wherever you want up to 14 days. I believe in a 60-day period, you're allowed to stay 14 days at any one given spot. Then you have to move maybe so much distance from that spot 14 days. I never stick around that long in one place. I like to get up and go. A couple days is fun and whatnot, but I like to get up and move along, go up the mountain, see what's next. So yeah, we're gonna try and see if we can't stream from out in the woods, out in the wilderness. So this lack of drop that I'm working with right now will become forest, nature's backdrop. That'll be pretty neat. Now, I think for my first run at this, it's not like I'm going to draw a lot of crowd or attention, going to get trending or anything like that. No one's going to find it. This is just for me to learn and kind of understand. I think for posterity, in case somebody else comes across this and wants to help me out. I was having an audio feedback issue last time I got streaming, and it ran for a minute, but I was having this audio loop. So I was trying to combat that or troubleshoot that by the preview window. I saw in a video or read online that may be causing my audio feedback loop. So I was in that down what's going on there, but for some reason, Streamlabs OBS will let me stream for a moment, and then it either drops the stream or tells me that it's reconnecting. It usually is accompanied with a gross amount of frame rate skipping, and I'm not sure why that's happening or what's. It's pretty technical, and I'm not. I've learned quite a little bit about how to put this whole, but it's all still kind of, like I said, out of my grasp. It's like trying to fly a 747 that you patchworked together in your garage without actually knowing how to fly. You can look at all the duct tape and super glue in the world. Isn't really gonna give you a greater knowledge on aerodynamics and all. So that's kind of what I'm working with here. I built this whole system to be as compact, modular as possible, while still being as functional as minimally functional as acceptable on YouTube. I can shoot 1080 and 60p. I have my Elgato HD60S capture card. I'm thinking about maybe getting the HD60 regular, because I've been hearing that one does more processing inboard. I don't necessarily know that I need the more instant feedback or preview, if you will, that the 60S gives me. It's kind of neat gaming that's handy. But I do know my little laptop is probably not high quality and functioning for video editing, etc. It's just I'm running off of GPD Pocket. It does run Windows 10, and there are a lot of compromises to it. But for a decent Windows 10 laptop that actually functions all the ways I need it to, that's only 7 inches. Any laptop, I mean, the thing is itty bitty. If you haven't seen the let's see if I can pull it out of here. If you haven't seen GPD Pocket, it is tiny. That's my laptop, guys. And for reference, this is the Elgato HD60S. That's probably not a good pulling something loose or dumping something over. All this is actually plugging in functioning, but you can see, like, that's my HDMI capture card overlaying my laptop. It's tiny. So, I'm running it's the GoPro Hero 5. So I have a waterproof camera that shoots in 1080 stabilized. Running the Rode Video Micro, so I have, pretty good quality sound for a really small shotgun. I'm hoping that the Dead Cat works well as a plosive filter, because I'm not good at mic and I'm not going to get a pop filter or plosive filter, because I'm just not going to backpack that. This is already way heavy tech bag for hiking through the woods. But yeah, that's my stream setup. The microphone, camera, capture card, laptop. So my laptop only has one USB 3.0 slot, and so I run that to a USB hub with 3 slots and Ethernet cable in. And then from there, I plugged in what they call a Rockcat Juke USB audio card. So my USB sound card has my microphone plugged into it to isolate that line, that audio line. It's, when I'm playing with Streamlabs, it helps to feel like I have a better grasp on things. It's its own separate slot in the mixer there. For some reason, I can't figure out to work elseways. I've tried plugging it directly into what I have been told is the audio into my Elgato HD60S, but the capture card doesn't recognize the mic for some reason. So maybe it only recognizes powered mics, although I didn't think there were very many powered mics over a 3.5 millimeter audio jack. So we just spent, I think, $15 or so to get the Juke from Rockcat. Pop it into the USB hub, and there we go. We got sound. So my headphones are plugged into as well. I don't know that I need the headphones. I'm not actually hearing myself or anything that's like that. It's probably not very mandatory unless I had people with me who was on a chat session with more than just me. But at least I know that I have the capacity, so that's nice. Eventually, I want to figure out how to get my Bluetooth headphones working with my system, although I hear it's kind of a trick getting the Bluetooth to work with the Elgato, so we'll see. Then, get a little Bluetooth mouse just because it's easier than the little touchpad mouse, if you will. So anyway, the touchpad is just a little button mouse. Well, alrighty, folks. I think it's probably enough blabbering and meandering about nothing, and enough time for me to see if this is working. Enough video footage for me to double check and see if the audio and video is coming through clean, and if it's broadcasting clean. I think if it's working good, next time I do this, we'll actually have a topic, something to do, and something to say. We'll see y'all later.